Hi, everyone. I'm Ginger Bayley, psychic medium, and your host for today. And we also have a wonderful and talented psychic medium, Nicole Schwarz, and good
Hi.
friend of mine. And we are going to be talking about angels and demons today. And joining us to help us with this from the afterlife is Erik Medhus. And he says, sit down, grab a chair, and get your popcorn. It's going to be good.
Yeah, he
So,
said we're all in for it for this
yeah.
one.
So, how you doing, Nicole?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, good. So, ready to answer some questions?
Yeah.
I'm gonna chime in a little bit too on
hmm
this. So
Yes.
we'll get
Feel
through
free
this.
as much as you want.
Okay. All right. All right. So, I was thinking before we even start the questions, maybe we can just give a little bit of an idea because it's about angels and demons, and a lot of questions have to do with God. So why don't we just give like a little idea of who is God? You know, what is he? What is God?
Um, so God is just source. God is just kind of just one where everybody can use it as what source, one whole. We all come from him. He is love. It's not a him, but people think it's a person, but it's not a physical being. It's literally like, okay, think of God like the sun, and we are just the rays beaming off
Mm,
into
that's a good way to say it.
out, so it's like he's just the ultimate light source that we all come from.
Mhm.
So it's
Yeah,
just, there's a lot of misconception with him because people think it's a him, and it's really just,
all of it, isn't it? All of it, isn't it? Like
yes,
him,
it's
her,
her,
it,
it is. It's
they,
like
all of
you
it.
are God, I am God. Um, that plant is God, like everything, like this whole universe. That's what are kind of, he's showing like it's the sun, but it's like the whole universal aspect of it, if that
Yeah,
makes sense.
it does.
Like,
It does. Something I know that I've like kind of seen it as too is if you had an energy that wanted to experience all things, like what it's
yes.
like to be a bug, what it's like to be the grass, what it's like to be a tree, a leaf, whatever, just all things. And it has an extension that goes out to be able to experience all of that. So
hmm
that's the way I've always kind of viewed it. I think that kind of is a way of saying like everybody has their view of what it
Right,
is.
right.
So we all have our own kind of view of what God would be. Something Erik shows, since he's actually there on the other side, is it's a mix of everybody's idea, as in how they see themselves as part of God, whole of part of God.
Right.
So,
hmm
yeah, whatever you need for your journey to see him as, or her as, or it as, you know. So, okay. So, um, let's start with the questions here. Um, all right. Why did God allow angels to fall in the first place? Yeah, I
Eric
think
just
a lot.
left
I think a lot of
because
these
he's
are going to
like,
be.
yeah, because he's like, God didn't allow anything because God is not a person. Um, but there are, everything is energy, and he's showing me there's like that the scales, like balancing. So
Right.
you have to have, if you have too much good, like it, like it has to be equal, so there are some energies that are not higher frequency, and so that would balance the other side out. But too much good and too much bad are not going to allow everybody to learn their life lessons and their past life experiences, which enable them to grow and help them figure out themselves. And saying God is love, source, the divine, we choose our path to take, and we are able to overcome with experiences or we can dwell on the path and recreating history for your own human experience on earth, which will set you in a lower vibration rather than, okay, overcoming things, looking at things with love. Like, what is this trying to teach me? What did this do for me rather than what did this do to me?
Right, right, right. What I think with a lot of these questions, we may run into it being about this, being about God being in charge, God being in control. So we can just like we can hit it one at a time, but there's going to be a lot of,
Hmm.
just to let people know, there's going to be a lot of repetitiveness of God
Right.
isn't the one. God can't change anything in your life,
No.
or fix anything or make anything happen, positive or negative, right? It's all experience, and it's all for each person's journey. So, okay, so did God create demons, or did angels create themselves by falling?
Um,
Mm.
so Source did not create demons because there's no such thing as demons. Demons are things that Christianity and the Bible made up to kind of put fear and a lot of things to kind of control you in a way, um, to limit your. He's showing me to limit like your imagination and limit your knowledge on what really happened. It's kind of like brainwashing, in a sense, like because demons doesn't exist. Like you can have your own demons, like say you feel like there's a lot of anxiety and fear with you. Okay, that could be considered a demon. It's lower vibrational energy, but why do you
Right.
feel like that?
Right. So there's lower vibration. There's like the low vibration. You have the whole spectrum. You have the upper vibration and then down to the lower vibration, because you have to have that balance again, that
Hmm.
duality. Um, but with the demons, when you put that word on it, that's more of a word, a title given to a lower level. Like I always would say,
Right.
like energy or entity or frequency. Frequency is a demon.
Yeah.
That thank you, Eric. He's like frequency. It's a frequency. So you know you can't, and you can actually be affected by these lower level like energies, but I think it's important for people to know that they don't have like the horns or the scary face,
Right. Right.
but they can if that's what your perception is,
Right,
right?
right. It's all
Yeah,
about what you see in your imagination and you create your own reality. So if that's
yeah.
what you see it as, then that's your,
Perception of it. Yeah,
yeah. It
yeah,
doesn't mean that it's the, I don't, he's trying to show me like, it's kind of like an opinion,
yeah, yeah,
like everybody
yeah,
has an opinion, but
yeah. That makes sense.
what's the, the authenticity of it?
Or what they've been trained to think or taught to
Right.
think, and what they grew up with too. So, or what
Yes.
they've
He said
learned
a
from
lot of
others.
it is there's a lot of unlearning that needs to be done within
Yeah.
the parameters within this.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so what separates a fallen angel from a demon, are they the same?
So I was channeling before Eric's like, we make these words up. They're not correct, like
Yeah.
stagnation of negative energy was consumed by fear and victim mentality. That's what it means, like we said before.
Mhm.
But a fallen angel is one that doesn't express light for themselves or others. But it's not, there's no such thing as a fallen angel in my eyes. Because all angels exist. Not, they all chose to be where they wanted to be. So none fell anywhere and there's nowhere to fall, if that makes sense.
Right. It's a religious concept. It's a religious
Hmm.
concept, Eric just said. And not that religion is bad. Everybody
Mm-mm.
needs a certain level of experience while they're
Right.
here for their journey. So it doesn't necessarily mean religion is bad. It just is important for people to know that it was created for a reason, by
Right.
man and not God. So,
Some people need more structure for, and community, which is great, but a lot of judgment and negative, behavior from that can stem from it. So
yeah,
just because somebody is different from you, don't judge them because they're not like you. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Eric's
yeah,
like all about individuality.
yeah, yeah, Very important. And that's the whole point. That if you think about it, that's the whole point. We extend off of source for our
Hmm.
individuality, or else we'd all just, I mean, we are one energetically, but we'd all just stay with source, right?
Right.
So, does that make sense? Okay. Why are fallen angels allowed? We're doing fallen again. Fallen angels allowed to influence the world if their fate is sealed. I don't know what they mean by if their fate is sealed. Do they mean if the person's fate is sealed or the angel's fate, fallen angel's fate is sealed?
They're not allowed to, if I don't under
Yeah,
Eric's saying they don't influence the world. That doesn't um the concept
so this is another
doesn't
religious
exist.
concept. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
another religious concept, as in you're being influenced by, something negative or evil,
Right.
and that's
So
why
what
you're doing it.
so something or somebody's saying fallen angels, what are fallen angels? Where do they come from? Um who are these fallen angels? Like are they allowed to, but that concept is nothing, like that's so much false knowledge being misconstrued over time that it's like you got to unlearn, go all the way back to the beginning, like you're running a race and it's like,
Yeah,
oh, I left something, but you left the little
yeah,
baton. It's like, oh, I got to go all the way back and go get it because
yeah.
it's like you're
Got
not,
lost. It got lost over time.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So they're not really influencing. And when they say their fate is sealed, I'm not sure if that's even a true statement or not, because there's not really a fate that seals them. I
right.
mean, it's just
Everybody has
it's
their
just
own contracts, so it doesn't.
well,
um
also everything's eternal, right? Everything's a
mhm.
constant. It's an eternal. It never has a ending. And there is
Right.
fate on earth, but not in spirit. So
Yeah, that's
so
what
that's what I would say. Yeah.
Eric's just laughing. I see his face just laughing.
He's laughing at both of us struggling here. All right. Do fallen angels still serve a purpose in the spiritual world? So we could just say the fallen angel, what they're saying is what they're asking is, do the lower frequency energies still serve a purpose?
When they go, when all souls evolve, they all are, it's like their slate kind of gets wiped clean. So it's like there's no, it's like we have the dense and negative energy here on Earth. But up there, it's like, it's not, it's everything's made of love and just a higher frequency. If he's
Right.
saying it's
So
like,
then what would the what they're considering a fallen angel would be the lower frequency then, is what I would think, right? Like the low when they're saying the lower frequencies do they still have a purpose in the spiritual world, right? That would mean the lower frequency, I don't know, angels, entities, whatever you want to call them. They can be called whatever somebody's perception is, right?
mhm.
You have to have duality, right? I mean, that's what I would think. So they do have a purpose. We have to have dark to see the light, light to see the dark, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like, it's you create, he's showing me it's like you create your own, it's like demons are like inner, you create it with
Yeah, that's true.
what's going on around you, your environment and stuff like that. So that's how he's showing me how it involves with the spiritual world, because you're not going to go out and be, and what's going on around you too. So you have to just be mindful. And that's what I think too, because we're living not in a positive and elevated frequency. So already we're kind of living in that
That's
frequency. And
struggle.
yeah, and you have to make choices to get up to that frequency. And
Yeah,
it,
that's true. That's true. So it is necessary, but it's not
yeah,
quite what they perceive it as.
it's
So
it's not what they are
that's my pin.
trying to
It's not the way they're viewing it with that one.
mhm,
So can
perceive it.
can demons or lower frequency energies still choose redemption, or are they beyond saving? That's kind of similar to the fate one, the fate
It is.
question.
It's just demons are just choices that are made within someone. An inner demon, like I said, there's fear, lack of belief, mistrust that can build up, and stagnation of energy, say, all that resides, in different powerhouses, the chakras in your body. So it really can, yeah, you can choose yeah, if you change your choice or change how you look at things and change how you see
Right.
yourself, because you're supposed, Eric showing me the ultimate kind of, the words like rumbling in my head, but
I
it's
hate it
like
when
I
that
can picture
happens.
it, kind of the gift of life is to see that you are coming from love and then that you are love. So see everything within yourself being love and see how that elevates, because you're going back to your, it's the energy of one,
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right. I bumped my thing. Sorry.
Okay.
I put my thing. But yeah, it's hard. It's really hard to describe it in the way that it's
Hmm.
being, put out there and
Right,
asked.
right.
It's hard to describe it because it's like asking about something that doesn't really exist in the way that their mind sees it. So how do you
Hmm.
describe it? So it's important for them to know that these things do exist, but not the way that they see them, and it's not the way um, that it's been written. I guess Eric just said
Hmm.
he's going like this, that the way it's
Yeah,
been written.
yeah.
So yeah. All right. Um, if God is all powerful, why not destroy demons entirely? I think that goes back to, are they necessary? Right?
Hmm. Because he's not a person. We all come from him and we choose our own path.
Yeah. Yeah. That would make sense too. Um, Plus, when they say, Eric's going, when you say all powerful, we're all part of that power.
Right.
So that's a good point. He's going, we have the power. Everybody
Hmm.
has the power to destroy, or you can't destroy energy, but like destroy the way you're, let's not use destroy. Let's say eliminate the way that you're feeling about something. If you think that you have an attachment of a lower level entity, if you want to look at it like that, you have the power to let it go, right? You have
Hmm.
the power to look at it different. So everybody's powerful, not just God.
Right.
That's how he was showing me. So
No, yeah.
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 Are demons a part of God's plan or a consequence of it? That's kind of a cool question. That's actually a cool question.
It's kind of going before with balance, have to have dark and light moments, because not everything in your life is going to be light, you're
Yeah.
going to have those dark moments that make you feel like that, but it's how you get yourself out of it, and that's how you grow and learn and transform yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. So it would be not a consequence of it. It would be part of the plan, right? I mean,
Yeah, part of
if
the human
it yeah, yeah,
experience.
the human experience, because it's not like he sat there or she sat there, it sat there one day and said, okay, here's my plan. This is what we're going to
Right.
do. Yeah. It just
Like Ginger is
happened.
going
Just
to trip
happened.
on March 14th.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
gonna, they're not, no, nothing
Yeah.
bad is like he's showing me nothing bad is foreseen in the future. Like everything is good. It's how you go about it and to get there.
And perceive it. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Perception of your journey. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Is the presence of demons a test, a punishment, or a lesson?
Lesson.
Yeah, I would pick that one too. Um, because nothing is really a test or a punishment. You're not being tested. When things don't go right in your life, you're not being tested. You're not being punished. Even when it comes to karma, it's still free will, you know?
Like a test or a lesson mean it's the same thing, like because that they can go kind of together, like you're learning, um okay, what is this teaching me? Okay, let
Yeah.
me stop and pause, not like,
Yeah, that's true.
you know what
That's
I
true.
mean?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But no punishment or like,
I think too, something Eric's showing me is he thinks like you're like with the biblical, like a biblical view, a religious view of you're being tested. They test you. They're sitting there,
hmm
outside of you, and they're like, okay, let's test you. Let's tempt you. Let's tempt you with things. Let's test in what you're going to do.
right,
But that's just that doesn't have to do with the lower frequencies.
right,
That is just a journey of everything's always there, and it's your choice if you choose or not. That's
right,
free
yeah.
will. That's free will, right? So,
hmm
all right. Would a world without demons still allow for free will? We just talked about free will.
There's still, yeah, everything's, there's still a choice. He's saying,
Yeah,
he goes, it's all how you see, it's perception on how you live your life. And because one could not have demons in their life, but you could have so many in your life, just how you perceive
right,
things.
right. Personal demons, things the way you.
Yes.
But there's a difference too. I think people need to know between a personal demon and the demon that they talk about in like the Bible or religion.
hmm
It's different. Personal demons. It's just a way to say you have your own things that you are hard on yourself about, right? I mean, that's the way I would see it in a
Right.
way. You know, things that you let affect you in a negative way
hmm
because it's negativity, right? So yeah, so I agree with that one too. I agree with all of them. Not these, you. I just thought about it. Not these, you. All right. What does it say about God's justice if evil is allowed to roam freely? That's a big question there,
That was a big
Nicole. That's a
question.
big one.
I remember, Eric's laugh, and he goes, is it God's justice? He goes, that's funny. It sounds like, uh, he goes, it sounds like a music group or something.
Hey, that is a good name for a music group. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
right.
But he goes, God is not a person. He goes, Jesus was a person. He was just a regular old Joe, like a carpenter. He was a healer. He had gifts like we did, just to
Hmm.
be able to. He was like a conduit. He was able to channel to the other side to help others receive love and light,
And
um,
heal.
and heal. And he got punished for it for being different because he was not. That's not the norm. That's not what it. That's not what the society he was living in was supposed to be about. So control there. And it was still trying to evolve things with false truth and other misconceptions of his spirituality because one, he was very spiritual and not really religious. So it's interesting how that came into play. Eric saying that's another can of worms for another
Right,
day.
right. Yeah, you could do a whole nother video on that one,
But
right? Right?
he goes, everything's energy, like leave people better than where you've met them, and your thoughts really your thoughts really create how you live your life and perceive your reality.
And there's
If you
no
have some
justice. Sorry, I
right,
didn't mean to interrupt you.
no, it's fine.
Yeah,
um there is no justice. It's how you feel at the end of the day. Do you feel relaxed? It's kind
yeah,
of
yeah,
justice within yourself, but it's like if you have something evil within you, he goes, it's funny when I was channeling, he goes, that's just a word, man, into existence.
yeah,
He's like,
yeah,
so it could scare people,
yeah.
into a belief system. And
Oh, good point. Good point.
and they were not born like that. They were made, there's a series of choices made or passed down from generations. and it was just something that developed into something else, to fulfill a contract to show us humans the difference between good and evil. But to put in the terms, it's balance of energy. So
Yeah.
everything needs
Yeah.
balance. But he's saying it's just the belief system. It's how you perceive
Right.
everything. It's really, he goes, you can go on and on, like
Right. Right.
he didn't want anybody to do violence or have, murders, that he doesn't want anybody to have violence or to be punished, but it's choices people make along the way in this human experience that
Yeah.
shape how they see things, like we
Yeah, it's
said,
not like he's
perception.
sitting there going, I enjoy it when children get hurt or people
Right,
get sick, or it's not a joy, or it's not something like it's not a punishment, it's not giving justice to anything. God is just an existence like we are. He's just
right.
experiencing through everything that exists. He
And what
doesn't
he,
have anything to do with
sorry,
give. Oh, yeah. He doesn't have anything to do with punishment or justice or,
right,
judging. There's no judging.
right.
Yeah.
And he's like, they're all the same. Like, for, if you want it, it's faith. If you want to look at it like that, having faith is just believing in source, believing in one, believing in the, divine, that everything's going to work out. So if things happen to you along the way, you're like, oh, why is God doing this to me? He didn't do anything to you. Why?
Mm-mm.
What is the source, God, universe, love, light doing for you, for you
Yeah.
to
It's
see
for
the
you.
bigger picture? It's like a lot of people get so strung up on like the small detail, it's like, what's the whole big picture talking
Yeah.
about?
Like Eric always says, it's happening. Things that happen are happening for you, not to you. And
Right,
it's not
right,
God. It's just your journey. It's your
right,
experience here.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Is human suffering caused by demons or by free will?
I'd say free will. Everything's a choice. Everything's
Yeah.
energy. Everything you have, I have the free will to put this bracelet on or I don't. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
everything's a choice. You don't realize everything you do throughout the day is a choice that you're not
Everything.
not thinking
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
choice, but
Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Everything
It's
is.
interesting.
Yeah. Like you wouldn't think it's like some people are like, well, why can't I do this or why can't I do that? Well, you can. It's a choice. If
Hmm.
there's things stopping you, there's other people's choices that are affecting it. That's why,
Right.
that it's about how you react to things when it comes to
Hmm.
that. So
And what brings you most joy, or does it bring you anxiety? That's how you know if something, how does it make you feel, off or good?
yeah.
That's how you know if you
Yeah.
can go that way.
Yeah. Why do demons target humans instead of turning on God directly? That's a hard one. That's a hard one.
Choices again. I I mean, demons
Well,
are
they don't
not,
target. Yeah,
I
first of all, it's
know,
a
like
no. That doesn't
nothing.
happen. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh
I think we've answered that one. Okay.
yeah.
Like demons don't target humans. They don't hurt you. Like they don't, it's not like that. It's not like
Mm-mm.
that. The lower frequencies, I will say, Eric's like, but what can happen is if you are like in a victim mentality and your energy's frequency's low, there can be other energies, like
Right.
especially earthbound spirits, more so,
Hmm.
that can affect you because they feed
That's
off of
so
that
funny. He
energy.
showed me the same. He showed me a
Yeah,
haunted house. Like,
yeah, yeah,
so there are people with unfinished business because they're not ready to cross over. So those are spirits that are still behind, or some, they're not ready to cross over. But yes, things are, because that opens up another door, that
yeah.
what is, but don't, because people think demons, in scary movies are hauntings. It's just
Hollywood. That's all Hollywood.
it
Yeah,
is, but if
yeah,
they have to get a frequency to know if it's haunted, because
yeah,
the frequency's elevated or it's different. It's not how it's, so that's how,
yeah. Yeah. Okay. So when it comes to be clear again, when it comes to, if you want to say demon, there's lower frequency energies, but they're not what you think as a demon,
Right.
right? They're not like what you think as that, like something that's torturing you or affecting you in a way. But if you are already in that place, you can be affected in a way because it can hold you down. But you
Right.
always have the last say, Eric just said. You
Hmm.
always have the final word of it, of yourself, free will. Nobody can affect your free will. All right. Can faith protect us from what we can't see?
Yes. He's saying, of course. So
That's a good one. That's a good one.
that's the whole kind of where religion came about, where it's like everyone wanted a belief system and to believe in something, to have faith that, and that's where the idea of God as a person came about. Um, but seeing, like, if you remember that, what was it? I don't know if it was the first or second Santa Claus he's showing me
Mhm.
with Tim Allen, and the his
I love
son
that
goes,
movie.
yeah, seeing isn't believing, believing is seeing. So just because you see something, you don't have to, but if you believe something in something, you're going to see more of things happening, working out in a way that's for you.
Right. Right. Yeah. Completely.
But you don't have to see it just to believe it. That's what he's saying. It's like just because it exists,
Yeah.
because
And
energy, like
yeah.
you can't see like the energy flow, like stuff going around in the room. It exists, but you have to believe that
Yeah,
it's there.
I kind of wonder if that's what they mean by that as protecting us from what we can't see. Um, you are, you have to think about being protected in a way when they use that word protected, right?
Hmm.
So when you're saying protected, um, you're always really protected. You have guides around you, some people have angels around them. I mean, everyone's always
Hmm.
kind of protected, but it is in your belief system. It's whatever
It
you believe.
is.
It's whatever you believe.
It
So,
is.
absolutely with that one. Yeah. Okay. Um, how do demons influence human thoughts and action?
Demons are your own conscious thoughts and fears and, everything that, what if this goes wrong? What if this like you're creating all of that, so that will happen. Like if you plan for the worst will happen. So you're creating all those demons so demons are like what inner vices, if you want to say, like.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, yeah. I think too that there's a difference in a way too. Like we do have the lower level frequencies out there for the balance, right? But I think
Mm-hmm.
then it's separate when we talk about our inner demons, right? Like isn't that a
It
separate
is.
thing because it's our own perception or point of view of it,
Right.
right?
Right.
Okay. Um, so they don't really, you're influencing your own thoughts because again that's the number one thing when what we're all here for. One
Mhm.
of the number one things is reaction, right? How we
Right.
react or let things affect us. So
Right.
okay,
It's like if
so
someone's, sorry, but if
no
someone
no
wants to
no
get a
go.
rise out of you, like a lot of time narcissistic people like to do this, like just to pick at you and get under your skin just to get a rise at you, to get that reaction. Don't react or say, okay. They'll be like, they get so much because they try to intentionally do that. And those people have so much underlying inner things that they won't work through because they don't think that they are to blame. They're in that victim mentality, like you said.
Yeah,
So their vibration is just so much lower.
right, yeah. All right, so next question, do spiritual battles happen around us even if we can't perceive them? A lot of people think that there's a war going on with angels and demons in a way. I would say, I have to say this really quick because Eric's showing me aliens. I would
Yeah,
say it's
that's what I
more
was
that.
thinking.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
yes, yes,
yeah,
yes, yes.
yeah.
That's what I was saying. That's
You
what's
see
happening all the
that?
time.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
like, but not like that. It's just there's different frequencies. Like people are here all around both of us right now. Like
yeah.
all of our guides and stuff. We, you know, it's just a different frequency. So they're there around us, like where, Bashar, he's above, Sedona, different frequency. If you're there, you can
Yeah.
feel his energy, but he's there, above. That's where
Right,
his
right. You can have something just right there.
it's
Yeah, it's just different frequencies we can't
it
see,
is.
vibrations. Yeah.
Hmm. If
So
you want a visual, sorry, Eric said Stranger Things,
mm, yeah,
it's
yeah,
different. The same, it's going on at the same time. They're in a different
yeah.
parallel
So
reality.
so there's not truly a evil versus good, right? Battle going on outside of us. I would
Right.
say that's an inner thing,
That's what I
right?
think so too.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, is demonic possession real or misunderstood mental, spiritual distress? I think both, but what do you say?
I say both. It's rare if someone has
Very rare.
an
Very rare.
entity, an entity that is attached to them. It's like where, like we said before, where are you in your environment? What are you picking up? What's around? And some people can be very sensitive to things and not realizing without.
Could be misunderstood, right?
I'm just,
Misunderstood.
yeah. Also, I'm getting like past life things, or sometimes they get confused. So it's
Yeah.
not in a bad way. It's just the whole kind of
Perception again, too. Uh,
yeah.
I know too that that sometimes people can have a contract to come in. There's been
Right,
very
right,
few throughout history will have a contract so others can see that there is more beyond this world, right? Than just
right.
our existence. And that's truly what that's for usually. But when it comes to like the Hollywood stuff, it doesn't just like happen like you're okay, you walked in a room and there's demons and now you're it just doesn't work. That's
Right.
not real.
Like
Yeah.
the exorcism or stuff like
Yeah.
that. It's,
Yeah.
the Catholic
Yeah.
Church is huge with that.
Yeah. Right.
Sorry,
And
Vatican,
that's
don't
the
come
but
after us.
yeah, I know. That's just to um induce fear.
It
So
is, and it's for control purposes.
yeah. All right. How we're almost done here. How do different religions explain the existence of demons? I like that one. I like this question. I like this question. I mean,
Eric's
I
saying,
like all the
okay,
questions, but this is a good one.
he's like, all right, well, religion itself doesn't exist unless it's like everything's in you, or if you perceive that it exists for you, then it does, but itself, it doesn't. Spirituality, everything is spirituality. And what came from spirituality, everybody kind of had their different pickings, like, okay, this, and it created something. But he says in the afterlife, there's no religion. There's something that people
Mm,
needed for structure, and other communities maybe needed for control over time. But the Bible and all that, there a lot of that is misconstrued, not real. They're not even at the same time as Jesus was when he was there. And Jesus wasn't even um, Christian, and that's how it came after. It's just this whole huge.
Well, I think it had to do with like they didn't have a government. Their
Right.
government
So that's
was
what
religion. Yeah.
yes, that's what it seems like. If you want to go back to the Catholic Church and the Vatican, that's kind of like governmenty, like that's in a way more so other religions around the world, if you
Right,
want to
right,
see that.
right.
But
So how do
um,
they how would you say that would you say religion like has a
you're- re-
different view of demons? I mean, they do, right? They all
it's
are kind
fear,
of
but it's like
yeah,
they want religion people who. you fall, it's like a further divide from one, if that makes sense. It's like you're going away and away and away. It's like you don't have to be somewhere to worship, if you are real and you have a very strong r- like resonance with angels like I do, even though I'm not a religious, I'm more spiritual, but my family and was raised Catholic, but I just always resonated with angels and always felt like angels were on my side. But I was never one to frequent church, go to church, but I always knew because I always told my mom, was like, I don't have to go. She's like, no, you wherever it's like within you, you don't have to go anywhere to seek something that's already in you. So that's
Yeah.
something that it further, but if it gives you a community and if it makes you feel I see there is, but it's like Eric's saying, there is some good things that I don't, there's just so much. It's
Yeah, there's so
just
much to it, but I think the bottom line is that every religion may have kind of similar in different ways of how they describe or believe in their demons or the demons of their religion. I think they're all pretty similar. But again, it does come back to an individual. That's
right.
that's what I hear. I hear what you're saying. It comes back to you as an individual.
It
You know?
does. And he keeps showing me like he's rolling it out like this, the Ten Commandments. But a lot of that's just respect. Yeah, like, if you're just kind and respectful, but no one can tell you how to live your life. You can live your own life, and everything's are all about choices.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
find your own way and your own path along the way, and your angels, your guides, universe, the divine source puts everything in your world so you can make the right choice and you can get there.
yeah. Right. And again, not everybody follows religion. It's for those who need it on their
Right.
path.
Yeah,
So it
because
gives
there's some
gives a
people that don't
foundation.
believe that there's anything out there. So there's
Right.
so many different, and that's where the whole we need balance.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So are demons symbols or symbols of inner struggle or actual beings? Now we kind of touched on this a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So they're not they're actual energy, right? But go ahead.
They're actual huge beasts that look, I'm just kidding. They're inner, it's just inner struggle, it's not, it's whatever you see in your mind's eye. I mean, if it's a beast to you and that's what your inner struggle looks like, okay. Like it's
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
you,
Yeah. So it's both. I would say both,
yeah.
right? Because you have both frequencies, the upper, the angelic, and then you have the lower, the if you want to call it demon, but I just always see them as a higher frequency and the lowest frequency because it all starts with love to fear, right? Like isn't that
Yeah.
balance, right?
Yeah.
And then everything and then you have all those in between. Um,
hmm
so so I would say that there's two, both. There's both, right? Wouldn't you think that? I
hmm
don't know. The way I kind of see it. Um, yeah, Eric's like showing like almost like a not a timeline, but just like this long line of it starting here. Like nobody's higher than anybody, but the
Right.
frequencies are different. Like
Right.
nobody's
Right.
but like an angel, like angelic energy isn't like, oh, it's up here, so it's better than you down here.
Right.
Because it's all necessary. So that's a good point he just made. Like it's all necessary. So don't think of it as you're up here so you're good and you're down here so you're bad. You're all needed.
Right.
So because we need the positive and negative to work.
hmm
Is the devil an enemy? I'm surprised he didn't come up sooner.
He
Um,
should.
or permitted agent of judgment.
Sorry, he showed me a battery from before, like the negative and
Oh,
he's like, you
yeah,
need
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I'm
You
like,
have to
yeah.
have both. I
No, the
was saying a
devil
battery too.
the devil is not a person. It's just it doesn't exist. It's man-made, from Bibles and from fear. It's just um an enemy is it's just how you it's nothing. It's no
Yeah, no, no,
nothing.
yeah, no, not an enemy. I think it's an idea. idea kind of thing. Like
Yes,
it's an
yes, yes, yes.
ideal, right? Created for
Yes.
religious purposes. But again, just to make sure people understand, we're not saying that lower frequencies don't exist. Okay,
I
because they
do.
do. There's not a leader though. There's not a leader like the devil. There's not a leader. And there's not a leader in angels either. Nobody's a leader. Um, Different frequencies. Oh. So that'd be a no. Um, Last question. Do we project our own fears onto the idea of demons? I think that's the whole conversation we just had today.
I know,
I
right?
love
Eric's like,
it. That
yeah.
should have been, if that was the first question, we would have finished probably. So it's good it came last, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, he goes, you create it in your mind. It's what you imagine because it doesn't exist, it's how you, like
Yeah,
you said,
yeah,
perceive
definitely.
it.
100%. 100%, right? So, anything else? Anything else you have to say about the subject? Eric have to say?
He is saying though, archangels and ascendant, they do exist. Archangels are uh a source uh, from source that are kind of keepers of light that you can help and channel, like Eric. He's saying he's like me, just from the other side, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because there's so many angels and guides that exist, and he goes, but there's no demons up here except
Yeah.
he said, I mean me. I'm just kidding.
He's so because he could be ornery. That's why it can be an ornery little thing. That's what I was seeing him being like doing. I'm ornery. I can be ornery.
He's
Um,
with his jokes.
yeah, 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 and joke, pranking people.
Yeah.
Pranking one prank at a time. We got our shirts on today, people.
Oh
Get your
yeah.
shirts. Get your shirts. So,
Go get
um,
him. Go get
yeah,
him.
yeah. So, all right. So, have I just want to thank you, Nicole and
Oh,
Eric,
thank you.
and
Yes. Thanks,
lots of
Eric.
love to everybody. Love you, Eric.
Yes.
Love you,
Yes,
Nicole.
love you, love
Yeah,
you. And
and
subscribe
yes,
too and
and
like.
subscribe, hit that bell so you get your notifications when
Yes.
the videos are posted. So, all
Yes.
right, bye everybody.
Bye.